Bam, we're live. Caleb, Yevhenni, Sevan.
It.
You're in a country that's in the middle of a war.
Oh, you think it's middle already? Yes.
Oh, good point. Good point. Good point.
So 2 months more we must see.
I guess not. It's just nuts. I guess it's not in relationship to time. We don't know, but it's just crazy. Once again, here I am. I'm sitting in a kitchen near the beach, and you're sitting in the kitchen in a war.
Yeah, it's first time we're meeting in the daylight.
Oh yeah, thank you for doing this. It's 7 a.m. there. What time is it there?
It's 5 p.m.
Oh, good. I wonder if your mood's going to be different. You always have a good mood, by the way. You always have a good mood, but with the sun, maybe it'll even be different.
Mm-hmm. Of course, in the day life, of course, it's Sunday today. We have a big holiday in Ukraine now.
Oh, what's the holiday?
It's the Easter days. We celebrate Easter. On this day, people go to church to consecrate Easter bread. It's like holiday bread, yes, and we gather with relatives and friends and celebrate the resurrection of Christ.
Oh today. Yeah, I was gonna say that's what Easter is, right? He died, and then someone saw him raised from the wherever they buried him. They saw him ascend, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Can we get a picture of that, Caleb? Ascending Jesus, yeah, crazy, nuts. And will they stop the fighting today or during Easter? No, you still gotta fight, still gotta kill people.
Yeah, that's very interesting. When first they killed people, and then you see the photos of Putin in the church, and he's praying for everything's good. And this is like this sign,
Yeah.
And by the way, the press posted photos with the Putin in the church, where he say good words, yes. And this is the photo from the last year. So Putin sitting in the bunker and don't want to show us.
Yeah. Hey, can you type in Putin church and see what we get, Caleb? Is that what's happening? Is he hidden? Is Putin hiding? Is he somewhere in a bunker?
It looks like that. All the people who work with that, yes, who look into this, say about it. He not in Moscow, yes, yeah, and this is the photos from another records, yes, from last year.
Yeah,
I read the article about it.
Even though it says right there, Russian President Vladimir Putin, Mayor Sergei Sobyanin attend the Orthodox Easter service at the Cathedral of Christ the Savior in Moscow, Russia, April 23rd, 2022. That would have been yesterday, and what you're saying is no.
And you can Google the 21st year, yes, and there are the such photos.
How old is Putin? How old is Putin?
60 or 70.
69.
Oh, 69 already.
We saw yesterday. I saw press saying that Zelensky said that, hey, we have no control over the war. This is all in Putin's hand. All he has to do is stop, and it's over.
Of course, I watched this conference, yes, also, and he said that they do whatever they can do, yes, but the main actions, it's from the other side. So we just protect our land and try to do something. Oh, these guys is thinking about rockets and other.
Yeah. Hey, did I see correctly? Did Elon write a letter to the board at Twitter asking for them to reinstate Trump? Can you check to see if that's true? There was this interview that was on YouTube of President Trump a few weeks ago. It was only up for 12 hours, Yevhenni, and it was the Nelk Boys. They're like some comedians here in the United States, and they interviewed Trump. And one of them said, "Hey, if you're friends with Putin, why can't you just call him and tell him to stop fighting?" And I forget.
Yeah,
what he
I'm reading
said.
about it.
You did read about it?
Yeah. I'm interested in Trump. I see what he said. so it's a good temp.
Yeah, I forget what he said. It must have not been that profound because it didn't stick with me. So you sent me some videos this morning. Is that that's Odessa? That's just a few miles from you, where buildings are on fire and bombs are hitting.
That was yesterday. So it's day that turn out everything.
What do you mean?
We have a really calm situation in Odessa last weeks. And you know what? I lately I told you that the half of people in Odessa sitting home when they heard air alarm. Yes.
Right.
So the last days we was like this also. When we heard air alarm, we just okay, it's everything fine now, and we can go to the corridor. Yes, and the rule of two walls. So if the missiles land, we know that outdoor wall destroyed, and we have some protection. Yeah, it's what experts recommendation. Or if it's in the night, late night, and you have good sleep, so we just ignore it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yesterday
you
don't die. You just hope you don't die.
Yeah, we hope that everything is fine, and is the theory of probability, yes, and we will survive after that. But yesterday we sitting at home, and that was after 40 minutes, like air alarm is start. Yes. And,
look at sorry, Yevgeny. Look in this video. Smoke's coming out of both sides of the building. Look
it's
at the very
after 10 minutes after explosion. So the guy is coming just and take a video shot.
It's crazy. Okay, sorry. So you're in the building,
and, yes. And after 40 minutes, we heard two explosions somewhere. It's far away, yes. Yeah. And we like, oh, it's not far from us. We go to the two walls, so start to thinking about our safeness. And after that, after 2 minutes, it's another two explosions, but near us. It's not far from us, and our windows was like shaking. Yes. Yeah, and this is what not joke. We go away with our things, yes, and think what's happening. And two more explosions, I think, that we heard, but actually it was 10 explosions. And after that, we start to looking in Telegram, and people say that it's Odessa, and it's the building with the people, just the complex with the houses, yes. And they attack just like every time a regular building, and write about in their press, they write that they destroyed the military object.
So basically, you're living in Odessa, Ukraine, and yesterday there were 10 missile strikes.
Yeah, that was 10 missile strikes, but most of them was destroyed. But our defense of Odessa, yes, and there were 4 explosions. One of the rocket.
What happens to that building that was on fire? I'm going to ask you something so stupid. I'm so sorry. Does the fire department come and put that out? Like, what happens? Is that still burning right now? If you went outside, would that building still be burning?
No. The fire stations work already, yes. And there was hour after that, there was everything fine with the building, but people dying. 2 cars is fire up, and already on the 1 minute.
So there are people in that building who died. There were people in there. You're right. Damn.
Yeah. Crazy. There is 10 people who died.
In that one strike, that building where the black smoke's just billowing out, 10 people died.
Mm-hmm.
Nuts. And is that a military? Is that a government building or something, or no? It's just some random apartment building.
Just apartments.
Yeah.
Just people who live in Odessa. It's not the military structure or some government.
That could have been your house.
Yeah.
What's it say on the side of that building there? That TNPAC. What is that?
It's the name of the complex.
It's the
Of
it's the
the
Trump
living
Towers.
complex.
That's Trump in Ukrainian. That's Trump Towers.
Like this, yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I have like this on my building also. So there was two men who died in their car. They just fired up from the explosion, from the pieces of rockets, yes, that
Came to the
go.
ground.
Yes, and in this 10 people was a little baby, 3 months child. Realize 3 months, and it's enough to live for Putin.
Do they tell you why they're attacking Odessa? Does anyone say why they're doing it?
They write about some military objects that they attacked. It's regularly Russia write about all the building that they destroyed. So that's a military object. That's some infrastructure object. So no civilians died, just military.
2 days ago, we had Armen Surakian on. He is a UFC fighter from Russia. He's an Armenian guy. And I asked him, why are you training in the United States? He said, because if you're in Russia training, you might not get out. And he said, traveling in and out of Russia is difficult. And I said, do the people believe the story that's being told them about the war in Russia? He said, no one believes the TV set there. I said, so does anyone know what's going on? He said, no, like we don't know. But I think he did say that they were told it's not a war. The Russian people are being told it's not a war.
It's a special operation.
Yeah, if I heard correctly, a missile strike on a building. I don't know, how far is Odessa from the Russian border? It's far, right?
It's far, yes.
Yeah, it seems. I mean, at that point, that's about as terrorist attack as you can be. Or you're at war. I mean, it can't be both. I mean, what was the special operation to attack?
Yes,
that building?
It's not look like a special operation, of course.
No.
Russian people can say war. It's the word that they just close for Russian people. If you say war, you can go to the jail.
Is Crimea considered Russia?
Now, yes.
No, okay. So in that respect, it's close, but other than that, it's not close at all. It's thousands of miles.
Yeah, it's on the this is all of Ukraine. It's on like the far western side, and then Russia's way the hell over there.
And you must know that not far from Crimea, it's the Kherson region, and it's now occupied by Russians. So from Crimea, yes, they go with the troops.
Where is occupied now in Ukraine? Show me that.
Kherson region, where the Mariupol you can see now. Yes, Kherson. It's.
Oh, I saw it on the right side of the screen there, Mariupol. If you go back to that screen, I think I saw it on the right side there. Caleb.
Yes. So they want
when you say occupied, what do you mean? How many troops are there?
It's the territory that's controlled by Russians. I don't know how much troops there, but they stay in there. They want to start a referendum there to create the republic there. Yes,
right.
Like in Donbass and Lugansk.
Wow, they really are going to try to take the Ukraine. Hey, didn't they flatten Mariupol?
Pretty much. Yeah. Please repeat.
Didn't the Russians flatten Mariupol? Isn't it pretty much it's toast, right? The city, they bombed the shit out of the city, right?
Mariupol is destroyed totally, but now there is a plant Azovstal, yes, and there is 2,000 people underground, and the Ukrainian troops. And they sitting there, and Russia staying and wait till these people dying from the hunger. Yes, and now Zelensky tried to talk about green corridor for these people. Yes, because this situation without good decision, they can do nothing there. But Russians staying and waiting. So they attacking this Azov style, but usually just waiting and see like people dying underground. Yeah.
So if I understand you correctly, basically Russia is trying to take Ukraine, and Mariupol is going to be basically their home base. That's the first city they're taking, and from there they're just going to spread and try to take the entire country and just annex it and make it part of Russia. 5 years from now, all of Ukraine might be called Russia.
Probably.
Where is Zelensky? Do we know?
In Kiev.
He is.
On the yesterday's conference, he's sitting in the one of the station on the metro, on the railway underground.
Wow. Do you have any thoughts and predictions on what's going to happen?
Now, every expert say that Ukraine doing well, and they try to hold all the east of the country, to that position that they can. And many cities on the east, Ukrainian troops is take from Russians already. But it's the bad situation about Mariupol, because you can't just go there, kill Russians, and free our people. Yes, this is a situation that must finish with diplomatic, but Russia don't want to do nothing. They just playing in their game and just wait. But you can see. I saw the news about the 40 meters. I don't remember. 4 kilometers cemetery near Mariupol for the graves that doing by Russians. Yes. So they, if you remember Bucha.
Yep.
1,000 of people massacre. Yes, and now in Mariupol we can see 5 Buchas or 10 Buchas
already.
It's a big city. It's a much bigger city than Bucha, and Russians stayed there for the long time.
How are you doing? Do you have any a few weeks ago we talked to you, and there was a chance you were thinking about going to leave, escorting your girlfriend to leave. Do you have any plans now, or since then it seemed like you were kind of just holding tight?
After yesterday's situation, we think much faster. Yes. Yeah. And I want to go home now to the north Ukraine. Yes, to see my parents and some friends. And staying there for a couple of weeks and see what happened, because I think it's not the one event with the rockets in Odessa. So the provocations will continue, and you don't know what building will be next after that. So it's totally random. Okay, they don't want to hurt a military structure. They just do some terrorist stuff, and it's crazy.
Do you see Ukrainian soldiers in the streets of Odessa?
Yeah, not usually, but we see many policemen, yes, and territory defense guys, yes, who stay in. But militaries, it's tactical moves that they take the positions. Yes, it's bad for city in the war when troops just look in the city. It's the provocation for Russians. You maybe don't forget about the Russian guys who just live in Odessa, yes, and give information for militaries. So it's a lot. Every day we read the news about new guys who was taken and who regularly send information and talking about the position of our military. So this is dangerous games, you know.
Why not go to Mariupol and just attack? Why not just bring the fight to them because of the citizens there?
I don't know why. There is not too much citizens, yes. I read about big amount of people who go away, but they talking about 200s of people who can be in Mariupol now.
Right. Not thousands, just hundreds.
No, hundreds of thousands.
Oh,
200s
okay.
of thousands. Yeah,
Oh,
Mariupol
wow.
it's very big city. It's like Odessa. It's city on the coast of course, but not Black Sea. There is Azov Sea. Yes, this is a big strategical city also. And what is bad that from there Russia can just take away passports and documents from the people, yes, and move there to Russia to work on some faraway territory, and nobody knows where these people, yes. This is what they did for all the history. They take people from their place and move it to work on the territory where not too much people, where the winter all the time, you know, Siberian territory.
Right. Winter.
There are a lot of territory, really big territory, and they don't have money to do the good city there, yes, good infrastructure, and
right.
Historically they just move people there to say just try to live here, yes, and people people move by themselves something. And Zelensky yesterday say about 500,000 people who moved to Russia, yes, and that
Ukrainians, 500,000 Ukrainians have moved to Russia.
Yes, and that was not just people who, okay, I go to Russia. No, this is people who take away, stolen from Ukraine, and go there. This is first method. They send people to these regions, yes, and there is a second part. They mobilize these guys, the Ukrainian, and say them to go and kill Ukrainian people. So they mobilize to their troops, yes, yes, and say go and kill Ukrainians.
In Russia or in Ukraine?
In Ukraine.
In Ukraine. So let me see this, if I understand this correctly. 500,000 Ukrainians have been moved out of Ukraine by Russian forces and brought to, and they're basically being taken to areas that are underpopulated in Russia and saying, okay, this is now your new home.
Like that. And these people without documents, so they grab all the documents, and you just, I don't know, some contracts or something. So it's like slavery. Yes?
Yeah. That's exactly. You know, this happened. I'm sure it's happened all over the world, but this happened in Dominican Republic, and you know, they share an island over there with the country of Haiti, and tons of Haitians were taken and brought to Dominican Republic to work. I think 1 million. Man, wow. So how do they do that? That's done with trains. How do you move that many people?
With train? I don't know. Airplanes, maybe.
Do you know anyone? Do you have any friends or relatives who've been taken to Russia?
I'm glad to say no.
Good, yeah. Wow. Holy shit. Have you, Yevgeny, have you had any breakdowns yet? You personally? Have you had just like, what the fuck is going on, and you start crying? Have you had any?
I sit in yesterday and just like here, you know, and I don't know what to do next. I'm literally, I forget about that we must meet today, yes, and yesterday I'm sitting at 5 o'clock and thinking that we must start podcast that time, and then I'm just okay, that happened, and you know, it's one day you sit in a totally bad mood and don't want to do nothing, and next day you can have a good mood and go work. It's now it's simple for me to be in good mood when I go to work. because I have some scheduled by classes and have some people. So it's something that give you to fresh breathe. And when I talk to relax air alarms, yes, it's usually when I on classes, on outdoors, yes, or in the gym. I'm don't hear the air alarm just, so I can go classes and just look on my phone, and there is a half of hour like air alarm already. So it's like a part of the life. You live in this. You live with the air alarms. You live with this news. You live with the explosions, yes, near your house, and this is so scary.
Are the air alarms every day?
Mostly, it was quite a little by last week. Yes, it's one air alarm a day, maybe two. But the last 3 days, it's much more because of celebration. Yes, Russia want to like give us a present. Yes, you want to celebrate, guys. Please go to this shelter and celebrate there.
Man, is any part of you like, fuck this, I'm out of here, I'm gonna pack up my shit and go to Mexico City and start a new life?
It's not real now go to the Mexico, because I'm like a man, I can't go to the border, you know.
Right.
So it's I can move just in country.
Yeah.
And not too much place now in country where you can be safe. So you're talking to Lviv, yes, about Lviv, but Lviv now have such air alarms like in Odessa. Yes, Lviv also have explosions time of the time, and the reality is that all the Ukraine now it's not very safe place. But with this, we have a lot of people from other countries, yes, diplomats and politicals who go to Ukraine and like talking with Zelensky, try to do something and to keep us motivated to don't be in the apathy and negative.
Yeah, you're living in a country that another country is basically trying to take. I mean, that's the objective. I mean, I don't know.
The point.
What does that? What does that even look like if Russia wins? Then it's just a bunch of Ukrainians living in Russia.
I don't want to say about that, but what we see from the occupied territory, the troops just kill all the men, mostly of the men. Yes. And,
so it's just to be a genocide. It won't even be to occupy. They're just going to kill all the Ukrainian people.
They rape women like animals. Yes, it's fucking crazy. Yes, and they don't need Ukrainians. It's genocide, and many countries now talk about it. So they with us in this situation, and I don't believe in good life. Some life with Russia. It's, right. You know what the main point from the last weeks from me. So I was the guy who listened Russian music, who following Russian coaches, yes, because of their authority, yes, and some good points that I like them. Yes, right, watch Russian bloggers,
right,
for years. Yes, and Russian movies is very bad. Yes, but what the statement? So I was like a part of this propaganda for these years, and I think about Russian products like about the brothers' products, and this was my mistake in this. And now also on my trainings in Odessa, I use Russian language because it's useful for most people in Odessa. Yes, and this is how it works by the years. I'm the guy who 27 years old, and for these times I really good know about Russian bloggers, about all the stuff, about the culture, but right. I realized that know very little about Ukrainian stuff, how it works. So now I try to delete everything Russians from my life and to start thinking different, because if you move deeply in this question, so this is the points. If you remember, we're talking about the historical moments when they ban Ukrainian language, ban Ukrainian poets, artists, and Ukraine like nation, yes?
Right.
And nothing changed to this period. So I look now more Ukrainian guys who talking about that, yes? And if we look on the famous Russian movies that we also watching, yes, that we also remember from the childhood, yes? And if we looking on the portrait of Ukrainian in this movie, so every time they working like propaganda to talk about Ukrainian, like some stupid guy who is funny, who like drink alcohol, yes, and just a little brother of Russian, yes. And this line you can watch by all the stuff that they produced. And I'm not building the theories, yes. This is that we can talk with some Russian guy now, and he says that Ukrainian is stupid and they Nazi and other stuff. Yes, that work on their side and other side. So we must think that we is the bad nation, that we is with Russian, yes, and this is our destiny, yes, like this. But it's a wrong way, and now I try to rebuild my views on all this, yes, and don't be a part of all this crazy stuff. But this is me. I'm the from the generation who was born in the independent Ukraine. Just a couple years of independence is a really young country without some good points, without good love system, and it was with Russia protection all the time, yes. But if I talk with my father, who was born in Soviet Union, yes, who live in this propaganda, who was the pioneer, I don't know how it called. It's the organization for children, yes, that was taught by the ideology of Soviet Union, that was taught by the Stalin portrait on the room, that says that you must say if your friend talking bad about Soviet Union, yes, something like that, yes. They must know must say fully about the life of Stalin, of Lenin. So you must wake up in the night, yes, and say in what year Stalin go to school, yes. So like that. And this that kind of stuff that just destroyed you like a human. So you become a part of the system, and like in Orwell's 1984, So it's look the same. So that was the kind of thoughts that I live last weeks.
Your English is go ahead.
And you know what? Now I'm going on YouTube, and there is a lot of videos from the bloggers that I watched from Russia. And I feel like the drug addict, so I must look it. I'm interested in it, and I'm just delete this and don't think about it. So it's very crazy stuff.
It's I wonder if I know there's a huge lesson there for Americans too. We live with such brainwashed people here in the States, and now you're having your understanding stuff that we could only imagine.
And
it's been years of that. It's just years of propaganda.
Hundreds of years.
And even you can just do it in 10 years. 10 years of, look what TikTok's done to this country, to the United States. It's a joke. It's a joke. You know what I did, Yevgeny? This is totally off subject. This morning I went to I got up at 6 a.m. and I went and got a cup of coffee, and I got it from a bar. Do you know what a bar is? Where you drink alcohol?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I went to the bar to get a cup of coffee. No one's there; it's empty, and the bartender is there. And I live my house is 300 miles north of here, where I'm at now. And in my town, I never see anyone with plastic surgery. Never. In this town, I think I'm hard. All the women look different. They don't look like my wife because they've all had plastic surgery. It's just normal here.
I know what you're talking about.
It's crazy. It's just like normal. And I'm like, and I asked the bartender, I said, hey, you've seen me come in here every day. I'm like, do you trip on the fact that my wife doesn't look like these women? He goes, yeah, she looks normal. She's like, we don't see a lot of those. So it's crazy. And think how quickly that could happen to a culture. And so what you're saying is that the Russians have basically, through propaganda, been belittling Ukrainians forever. They're the dumb ones. They're the cute ones. The weak ones.
I saw the view from your windows on the Instagram, and you now on the coast, yes?
Yeah.
So and Odessa also from the coast. Yeah. So the women with the surgery that you're talking earlier, yes?
Yeah.
That's the kind of women that live in Odessa. So you can go on the streets and see this is a plastic women with a little doggy on their hand. Yeah. And this
is a trip. They don't even look normal, but it is normal here. But they all look like they come from a Batman movie. They all look like the Joker, like some sort of like they're wearing a mask. It's a trip.
And they did it just for them, not for the men's. Men's don't like that. So this is the culture that women like between them. So no.
You don't think they? Wow, that's interesting. I thought that they did it because they thought it would get them more dick. I thought everyone's just trying to fuck so that they like, dude.
Okay, you like women like that?
No, it makes me a little uncomfortable to look at it.
Khaled, what you say?
I agree. It looks uncomfortable. It just looks wrong.
It makes me a little uncomfortable. Yeah.
So they do this like, just for them. It's like the ticket to their club. You must share lips.
Yeah,
it's like keeping up. With the
Joneses. And so if people will do that, I mean, and it's a lot of work, right? You have to make an appointment. You have to go somewhere. Like I don't even want. Like I don't even want to make an appointment to get a haircut. I don't even want to put on shoes. These people have to call someone and be like, hey, I'm coming in. Then they got to get in their car and they got to drive down there. And then someone has to inject them.
And it's literally like it's a surgery too. Like some of those are like legit surgeries where you get put under and you're asleep and then they cut open the underneath your breast and then you have to like it's like months of recovery and then you have to keep them in and then you can't do like certain things for a suspended period of time and there's so many complications that can come along with it and they're just like, yeah, sure, I just want to look that way. It's like,
and don't forget,
so you can just brainwash a whole, my point is that you can just brainwash a whole, group of people in no time at all.
Did you ever watch that video with Yuri Bezmenov? Like the really, really old interview? It's
yes.
Like an ex-KGB agent.
Did you see that, Yevgeny?
I'll send it to you. But it's like a 13-minute long video talking about how this was like what is it, back in like the 80s or 20? Yeah, it was like 30 years ago.
He's a Russian KGB agent, and they're interviewing him. Go ahead,
so
Caleb.
So he defected to the United States, and now he's being interviewed on this news channel, and they ask him like, okay, how do you undermine a country? And it's exactly what you're talking about. They start like adding propaganda. They're like, oh, the little country to the south of us, they're not really that smart. They're just a bunch of alcoholics. Like you start talking about how they just start changing the culture there just little by little, like adding to their media, like inserting their views into everybody's media sources. And then eventually you're just undermining from like the youngest people. As they grow older, they start to believe those same things over the years and continue. And then finally, like they're voting age people, and now they're voting towards basically communism or something like that. And they just agree like, oh, fuck America. Like this isn't how it should be. We need to have like universal health care and all this other shit. It's like, It's crazy. Crazy.
Yevgeny, in this interview that they do with him, it's from 1980. It's in the 80s, and now it's 2020, and everything it's talking about how China and Russia have infiltrated our schools, and now everything he said is true. It happened.
Yes,
like we can all look around and be like, oh shit. And what's crazy is that the people won't even stop. Like this, they think that this man is telling us you've been infiltrated by China. That's why you're behaving like X, Y, Z. And yet they just keep doing it. It's like what you said. You just keep going back to the blog, even though you don't want to.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I get the culture. Your English has gotten your English is getting better.
Oh, from one of my client, yes, it's from the Chinese, yes, and we talking only by English. So now I have more practice, maybe about that.
Yeah, you spoke for like 5 minutes straight, and I understood everything you said. It was, and sometimes I struggle, but
so you're learning English from a native Chinese speaker.
Yes. So I'm realized that if I want to tell something about I don't know about not thinking, not I'm feeling, yes, I can talk normally, yes, but when I have a real statement and I just go and I can't stop. Just
say that again. What's the distinction when you talk about what subjects it comes out clearly versus
about that subject that I feel good and about I have a really strong statement. So when I start speaking, I can stopping. Yes. So I want to talk more. I want to grab more facts about that, and maybe this is the key.
Look at what this lady's saying. Like things like this, I can't even. Could this possibly be true? Of those Ukrainians that have been taken, 120,000 were children.
This is disaster.
Where can we see video of this? How can you take 120,000 people and their kids and there not be video? Do you think that's true? You think there's that many kids being taken?
Just realize that thousands of troops coming, yes, and just cut a line where the government, police, some guys, yes, can control you. You can do whatever you want, yes. You just slash animals, yes, rape women, yes, kill children and men, and this is not the problem for you to pack some amount of people and take away that. But this really hurts 120,000 children, and this is Ukrainian children that can never see Ukraine again, and they can live. You know about Hitlerjugend, yes?
No.
This is the organization, the kid and the teen organization in Germany, fascist Germany, that prepare children and teens for the Nazi regime. So they have training, yes, have ideological subjects, and then you see the movie The Rabbit Jojo.
The Rabbit Jojo?
Yes.
No. By the way,
Taika Waititi movie.
Give me 1 second. There is an article. I just Peter. Okay. I just looked. I googled Ukraine and children, and it says Zelensky claims that 2,000 Ukrainian children have been kidnapped. So not 120,000, but 2,000. I'm not saying it's okay, but that's a big difference between 120,000 and 2,000.
Yeah. Of course, it's 100 of children that stole is a bad point. Yeah. In this movie, there is a story about the Hitlerjugend guy, yes, who living in Farsi propaganda and thinking that it's the best way to live. It's like me and CrossFit, yes. And then you realize that it's nothing simple in this story. Yeah. So in Russia they have the same organization that like the army of young people, and they also do some meetings, some striking training, yes, and
like
I don't remember how it's called.
But like
communism. They have very interesting outfit. I want you to Google this. It's Russian young army, like that.
He lost me.
Is it? So it's like the Boy Scouts in Russia, but except they teach them, they like indoctrinate them to communism essentially.
Yes, it's not
Communism or fascism.
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 Okay.
Russianism. You know, now we have the Russian.
Where's the black kids? How come there's no black kids in there?
Because they don't have a DEI council.
Right. I tried to paste that. An error occurred. Wait a moment while we try again. I tried to post that video of the Russian KGB agent in the comments. If you guys haven't seen it, you should definitely watch that video. That's a life changer. Yeah, it's getting worse for you, right, Yevhenni? You're not in. All right, fine. I'm sorry. I wish I wouldn't have said that. Strike that record from that question from the record. There it is. Later. Just like that.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I'm just copy a link with the video and go away.
Hey, things are getting worse for you. You're not adapting to a war lifestyle. You're not.
No, it's look like I'm adapting, but you can like this. So I'm adapting. I'm go to the work. I'm try to find a good food. Yes, try to celebrate something. I have a birthday day 2 days after, and I don't feel good emotions. You know about today a big celebrate, yes, but you know about eastern situation in Ukraine, and there are 2,000 people sitting without food, and children who died from the missiles, explosions, and all this stuff. It's not. We're not talking about adapting. We're talking about like humility. Yes. Right. When you can't do nothing, you just wait. You know, in the on the start of the war, experts talking. So this is end about a week. So Russia take Kiev and take all Ukraine. After that, they talking the Ukraine staying by the month. Yes, and this is end. Now nobody talking about the strokes of end of the war because you don't must think about this is the start of May, yes, and we finish with that. It can come back to normal life. There is no normal life in Ukraine now. Even if war finish now, yes, this is a years of rebuilding of country. This is a years of that pain that you get when you ride to that place where my friend died in his car. Yes, this place where the tombs on the thousands of people. Yes, and the buildings where you walking just in Kiev. Yes, and they destroyed now. So this is the pain that all of Ukrainians now live with. Yes, and even if I go in other country, this pain be with me. Because I'm the guy who go through all this, and it's not like the stuff that you can just forget.
Right.
So yes, adapting is not possible in this situation.
I'm looking, it says 5 million people have left the country, 5.2 million. And if there's 40 million people in the country, that's more than 10% of the country has.
Much more. We have 40 millions in Ukraine.
Yeah. So 5 million people
5
leave.
million
that's 12. What is that? 12%?
12%.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's so many people to be moving. I also see this other statistic here, and I don't know how they come up with this stuff, but it says that there's 70 billion in infrastructure damage. And to put that in perspective of what that is for people, so you know how bad Black Lives Matter is. Black Lives Matter did $760 million damage to Ferguson, a small shithole town. Yes, I said it, in the United States. So just remember that these people are in a war, and our own people did that to their country.
Yes.
It's nuts. Fuck you guys who did that to Ferguson.
But we're talking only about money, yes. And
Yeah,
if we
not
talk
right.
about the like the emotional stuff, yes, about the situation that changed the population, yes, totally. So this much more than just the money.
Yeah. Do you know what else this the Russian guy said that we interviewed? He said people are fleeing Russia too. It's not just people leaving. That people basically there don't feel safe, and they're basically fleeing. He said specifically going to Armenia. But I've seen that. I've seen a lot of Russians showing up in the capital of Armenia, especially wealthy ones, right? Who are in the tech industry. As long as they can get in front of a computer, they can keep making money.
And you know what's bad? That they left country, and in other country where they arrived, they say that they Ukrainians.
Oh wow!
To not be bull,
right,
because in the world now it's not very popular to be Russian.
Right. Wow.
They're assuming another gender.
I don't think you used that word right.
Oh, sorry.
But who am I? What do I know? What do I know? It's very fluid.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yevhenni, before we leave you today, you said you have a birthday in 2 days.
Yeah,
you'll be 28 years old.
Yep.
Yeah, happy birthday. And do you think you'll make it to the north to see your mom and dad in the next couple of days?
I think 2 or 4 days. We're now looking for the tickets, looking for plans to
wait tickets. Why don't you drive?
Because I don't have car.
Okay.
And this is not very
can you just I'm gonna ask you something crazy. Can't you just go steal a car?
No, not yet. Yes,
not
we
yet.
wait for the we must have more explosions on the city to start go on markets, yes, stole some food and cars.
Okay. And what are you eating fine?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Like very good. I have the fish week now, so I love it. And the Easter cakes, you know what it is very I can show you, by the way. This is what my girlfriend cooked. Can I change the camera? No, can. So I show you like this. You can look.
Oh,
this is Easter cake.
Are those real tulips?
Yeah, this is a lot of carbs.
No, the flowers. Are those real tulips?
Of course, real.
Wow.
Those are beautiful.
Those are beautiful. I don't see a lot of tulips in the States.
No, we don't really
it's very popular in the spring in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So I live normal life. If we're talking about it, I have a good food. I have my work now. Mostly I sleep well, but I have a war in my country, not in my city, 100%, because I'm happy now with that. Yes, but this is how we live.
Wow. All right, brother. When we talk to you next week, will you be at your parents' house, you think? Or do you think you'll go and come back?
Maybe. No. I don't come back on this time. I want to, if I go there, I sit in by 2 weeks, I think. Okay. Like that. I want to go to Kyiv. I want to meet my friends in some other cities. So I want to have some little travel on this time. I'm in Odessa from the end of January. Yes. Yeah. And this is a lot of times. I'm regularly. I like to go somewhere, like to the home or to the Kyiv. Early, I have a lot of clients in Kyiv. Yes. So I live there. Yes, and I train a lot of people online there. And I ride to Kyiv. We have team trainings. Yes, we arrive to a different gyms. So have a good time like that.
The shirts didn't arrive, huh? I sent you shirts. They didn't arrive.
I think it's not. It's like a month. Must wait
Months.
in
Okay,
this
all right.
situation. Yeah.
I'll keep bugging.
So if I have it, I'm just change this.
Yeah.
And you can see.
Will you take as you travel across the country, if you can? Will you take pictures and send them to us?
Of course,
and then we can talk about them in the next week when we have you on.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. Always good to see you. You look great. Thank you for sharing your story. I think it's important for people to hear. It's a good
Thank
dose
you, guys.
of
I'm
reality.
happy to see you.
Caleb Beaver, thank you.
Happy birthday, Yevhenni.
Thank you, Caleb. Thank you.